Okay, 3 o'clock. Let's get started. Okay. Okay. So last time we get started for C double plus. Let me review one more time. First one. Let me talk about the first program. Okay. First CPP one more time. Hi Jessica, how are you?
Good.
Okay. First thing is that let me repeat it one more time. Actually, C double plus C language is a subset for C double plus. So you do C standard IO like this, okay, and you do this. You created a C language program. Okay. The only difference is originally you are including bracket std io h, but now you need to change it to C. Put a C in front of stdio standard io. Okay, that's called standard io. Okay, and it will work. So what I want to teach you is first one that I want to teach you is C language is a subset of C double plus. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is C double plus language is C language with objects. Okay, so either way, right? It actually just means that your C is right here, your C double plus is bigger. That's what we ought to say. First thing is that we want to review these things. Second, when you do C language, C double plus language, usually you would use a include IO string. Okay, this IO string actually is similar to your Java. Java, you have import java.util, right? And you do scanner input equals new scanner and then system.in. Okay. So the system.in, we say it actually is an input string, and print writer, we say it is an output string. So this is the IO string. These are used when the IO is input and output in the object-oriented programming language. Okay, and that's one thing you need. Second thing that you need is actually you don't want to do import every time, so you need to do using namespace std. That's what you need to have. Okay, namespace. I spell it wrong. Namespace std. That's what you need to do, and then you will do cout, and then hello. Okay, endo. Okay, that's what we teach you last time. One thing that I want to say is this is cout less than. This let's call it this one is called insert. Okay, this one called insert. So cout this double slash double less than, this one called insert. This operator called insert. Insert is a operator. Operator just like plus. Okay, so this one basically a cout object inserted with a string. So cout is a output string. It's called console output. Cout is console output. So console output being inserted with one string. So you have an output string. You insert it with the string. Okay, this is cout. And this is cout go to the monitor. Okay, you insert a string to there, and then this whole thing will return C out as the output. Just like you have 1 plus 1, it will return 3. The value that is 1 plus 1, this plus is an operator, and there will be a return value of 3. Okay? And then when you have a C out, insert it with hello, then this hello will be inserted to the output string. At the same time, let's see, for C out, at the same time, this whole thing will return the value of C out. And then once you return with the C out, so this one, the whole thing return with the C out. So then you insert an endo again. So endo is the same as \n change line mark. So change line mark being inserted to C out again. So basically, when you do C out, less than A, less than B, less than C, less than in endo, that just means the value of A being inserted to the output. Then you will return a C out. And then this one being inserted with a B, that will return the C out again, and then you will insert it with a C, that will return the C out again, and then you actually inserted the endo, and that will return the C out again. That's the whole process. So basically, several data, A, B, C, and endo, will be outputted to the C out. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
How about Jessica? Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Let's look at the C in again. So C in. Okay, these are new idea. Okay, this is different from C language. It's different from Java language. So I want to repeat it one more time. So let's assume that you have a integer A. Okay, and then you want to input A. So you say you must say that okay. Enter A right here. Okay. But you don't want to change now. Here you don't want to change. You just do C in and then you enter to the A. So what happened here is that you have available A, you have C in A. So C in is the input string, console input. And then you prepare data and then enter it to A. That's this one is. And then once this one actually finished, you will also return C in. So let's assume that you have multiple variables, say integer A and the B. Then it's okay to enter A and then enter B. Here you can say enter A and then comma B. Then you will enter A and then B to the two values. So that's a save. Okay, then right here, let's do C out. A equals A C out. B equals B or something like that. Okay. Oh, okay. This one you also want to have change line mark because the output. Okay. So with that actually let's just save it. And now because this one has input, so you don't want to use the wrong code. Okay, you don't want to do that because your Visual Studio Code will not handle it. Okay, so you bring up the terminal, and then you will compile it. So right here it will be G++. This is C++. So use G++. GCC is for C language. So this one, the first, the CP first, the H out first. And then you run your first program. First, it had a hello world and we enter AB. So let's do 3 and 4, two value. So 3 and 4, two value. The first value will be extracted. This one called extract. Extract means that you will have an input string. You do have a 3 and 4 in there. And then 3 got extracted to A, 4 got extracted to B. So you extracted the A, C in, extracted to A, and this whole thing, this operator extractor will return C in again. So C in will be extracted to B next to it. Okay, so B will be 4 will be iterated to B after that. Okay, so this should enter 3 and 4 and read have been entered, and then 3 will be entered to A, 4 will be entered to B. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
How about Jessica? Are you okay so
Yeah.
far? Must understand what is C and what is C out. Okay, these two are new objects. These are objects. These are objects in C double plus language. It's different from the Java language, different from your C language. Okay, that's new. Now let's actually get started for chapter 3 and 4. 3 is on the data type expression. 4 is the program structure. Okay, 4 is module, functions, order, prototype, those kind of things. Okay. Now today we are going to finish these 2 chapters. Okay, let's get started for here. Okay, so here we are going to go over the number data types, okay, and the operators, the C double plus operators, operator precedence, okay, implicit type coercion, okay, these kind of things. I think still very similar to Java, okay. So one more thing that we want to study right here is a primitive data type that we call it simple type. This is also in Java, it's called primitive data type, okay? So primitive data type, you have integer type and floating point type. Floating point type in Java, you have float and double. But here you have a long double. This one Java don't have, okay? And in integer, you have char, short, integer. Char is actually called byte in Java, okay? Here is character, okay? But this one is the 8-bit, 1 byte, okay? So this 1, 2, 4, 8 is the same. And Boolean type. Boolean type is one of the integer type. Okay, so this one is the suitable, but this one in Java, they don't have a Boolean. It's an extra Boolean type. Okay, it's not an integer type. Here, a Boolean is 0 and 1. Okay, it's actually Boolean algebra type. And then Java don't have reference and pointer. Okay, Java don't have this. It actually is reference and pointer is this. Okay, we'll talk about this. Okay, we'll talk about this. These are the 2 types for ages. We will talk about it. And structure type, Java have array, string, and class. Right here, you have array, structure, class, and union. Union C language has union structure is the same as C language, but structure slightly different from C language. Okay, C doesn't have class, so basically these are C language data type, and then added with class. Okay, that's what C double plus is. And Java has array, class, and string type. Okay, but don't have the structure and union. Okay, so these are the minor differences of the Java and the C double plus to give you the idea. And we are going to talk about primarily here today. Okay, maybe a little bit of this today, but not here. Okay, but not here. Okay, that's it. So your integer type, you have char, short, integer, long, 1, 2, 4, 8 bytes, but there is a unsigned and signed. Each one has unsigned and signed. So Benjamin, what is signed and what is unsigned? What is the difference between signed integer and unsigned integer? When we say
So
unsigned
unsigned is what only
integer A and the integer B, what is the difference between signed and unsigned?
so unsigned means they can only represent positive numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and then signed means they can do positive and negative.
Mm-hmm. So what is the difference between their data representation?
Um, I think so. There's like bit that like shows. I forgot.
How about Jessica? Do you know?
Oh, not really.
The unsigned integer, that's assume the unsigned, you have 4 bits. Unsigned would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 up to 1, 1, 1, 1. So for this one would be 15. This one would be 0. It's from 0 to F. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so these are unsigned. But if it is signed, then this one up to 0, 1, 1, 1. This one is positive. And then if the first bit is negative, this one is considered to be negative number. So the number map change to like this, starting from 0, 0, 0, 0 up to 0, 1, 1, 1. So 0 to 7. And then from 1, 1, 0, 0, I'm sorry, 1, 1, 1, 1 down to 1, 0, 0, 0. This one is -1, -2, down to -8. This is using -x using 2's complement. Okay, you need to remember that, okay? Because this one, when you go to Urban's CS51, the computer organization, they will teach you, they will require it, okay? Jessica, are you okay?
Yeah.
2's complement, you need to review it if you don't remember, okay? You will need that. Okay, those are the signed number and unsigned number. So signed number usually used for the positive only numbers, and negative numbers. So usually when you do modular, something that you do modular usually seldom to use a negative number. So those kind of operator, you just use unsigned integer will be good. Okay. And then sometimes if you need a negative number, you will need to use a signed integer. Okay. So they are integer type, they are double floating type, they are character type, is char. Okay. So usually a character, you are using unsigned character. It's the best way to use integers, okay, for characters. Okay, so right here is how you write an integer value and floating point value and char. Okay, char the same as Java using single quote. Okay, so this one we don't waste our time. Scientific notation is the same. 2.7 E4 means 2.7 times 10 raised to the power 4. Okay, this is scientific notation. Still the same. Okay, so here show you if it is char, it is signed integer from -128 to 127. This one is 2 to the power 7 minus 2 to the power 7 up to 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Okay, these two values, the smallest number and largest number using AB. Sign number is from 0 to 2 to the power 8 minus 1. That's 255. Okay, that's the range of data. So here it show you the range of data for sign, unsigned, integer, sign, unsigned, long. Okay. And there is another data type called long integer. Long integer is for 64 bit. Okay, long integer is for 64 bit. So here you see the integer and long actually are both 4 bit. That's not enough. Okay, there's another one called long integer. Okay, long integer is 8 bit. And you have long double. Long double sometimes is 10 bytes. This depending on the machine. Okay, it's depending on the machine. And Boolean type is 1. And there's a W character underline T. This is called wide character type. Wide character type. Wide character type is 2 or 4 characters. So this one is for UTF-16 for Chinese letters and other letters. of longer bytes. You use a white character type underline key. Okay, is that okay so far?
Yeah.
That's used for Chinese letters. Okay, but when we deal with it, we will talk about it. Okay, so here key point is that right here, there is another one called long integer that you need to know. Long integer for sure you need to know. And then low double is okay, and okay, these are different types. And then this is actually void type. Okay, it's a void type. Now there's another one called auto type. Last time I asked Benjamin for auto type. So auto type, all of these are actually auto type. So auto is a type that can replace any of these different types. Okay, and auto really means what? Auto really means stack variable. That means when you have a main function, and then you declare an auto value that will reserve an integer right here, and you put a value right here. It's actually a variable stored in the main function's code stack. Okay, once your loop or your function finish, then the auto variable will be disappear, will be erased, and it will be disappear. Okay, all these different data types can be stack variable, can be static variable, depending on where you declare it. Okay, depending on where you declare it. So it can be auto or not auto. Okay. So right here, let's actually go back to here. Let's actually try the second program. Let's talk about this auto things. Okay. So here I'm going to write more C++ style now. So it's an IO string. I'll no longer use the standard IO things. Okay, and then using namespace, std, integer main, void. Okay, and then return 0. Now, here if I put a integer a equals 3, and here I declare a integer b equals 4. This one, we call it a static integer. Okay, so it's the same as here. You actually do this. You put a static. You put a static or no static is the same. It's a static variable. It actually is the same. Okay, so right here you write a static integer a equals 3, or you don't write a static, it's the same. If both is a static variable, and static variable is stored where? It's stored in your constant pool. Your memory has an instruction section that put your code, your instructions. There is a data section. Your static variable will be put in this data section here. If you declare b equals 4 in the main function, that will be put into the code stack. And code stack is in the stack section. So it's put in right here. It's b equals 4 right here. But once your main function is done, it disappears. It's no longer alive. Okay, so basically this one static, it is called static because it never disappears. It actually starting from your program being loaded to the program. Your a equals 3 already been there. You're already creating a equals 3 there when your program being loaded to the memory. But your b equals source had not been there because your main function had not been called. Until your main function being called, then it will create a b variable there, put in the 4 there. And then once the main function finish, then this B variable will be destroyed. It's no longer be there. Okay, so this actually B is a co-state variable, is a local variable. A is a static variable, is a global variable. Okay. And right here, if we say I have the auto C equals B. Okay. So as you can see, integer B and the auto C look like they live well together. Because this auto is just declared is a local variable and it's similar to var in Java. It's just a variable without type assignment. So you assign an integer to it, fine. I can accept integer. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So let's do this. Let's do C equals, let's do this. C equals character D. And then C out C again. So suppose C is a integer, right? C is an integer, but now I assign a character to it. This is 100. Why it is 100? Because D character is A lowercase is 97. So you print out a D that's actually 100 for you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah.
converted. But this auto can store any type. It's just a little bit like var. It's just a local variable. Okay, so that's what you need to learn right here so far. Okay. Okay, so it actually is a variable type you can sometimes use to replace other type. Okay, if you don't know the type. Okay. Okay, so far is okay so far. Let's continue. Okay. And Java don't have this kind of auto type. Okay, Java don't have. Okay, so here are the arithmetic conversion from shortest form to longest form. Okay, so integer, then unsigned integer long, unsigned long, 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 and then unsigned long, long, floor, double, long, double. Okay, these are from here to here. You actually, so you have an integer A equals 3, and then double D equals A, that's fine. Well, that's actually okay, but integer A equals D, that's not okay. You cannot convert a longer form to a shorter one. So this one show you the relationship of who is longer, who is shorter. So here you have an integer I equals 17, and then C equals a character 99. And then there's a sum of integer and character. That is fine. They'll print out the sum of 17 and 99. It's 116. Okay. So division, you have integer division, you have floating-point division. This is the same as Java's rule. Okay, so this is the same. Modulus the same. Okay, so we don't repeat this. These are the same. Because it's the same, we don't waste our time. Okay. So here we have a program constant floating point. So constant means final in C++. Okay, so this one is a constant, declaring the two constants. And then you do input and then calculate the average and print out. Okay, this program is pretty simple. Okay, we won't go to it. And then talk about more operators. 8 plus 1, that's easy. So you have the post increment. Post increment means that you increase and then assign the value. Okay. Increase first. So this post pre-increment is the same as Java. Okay, the same as Java. So we don't repeat it. Post increment is the same. You get the value first before you increase it. Okay, still the same. Decrement the same. Okay. So this we don't waste our time. The next one is in expression. Expression is something that will return some value. Okay, so A plus B is an expression, but this one will return a certain value. This is called expression. So binary is 2 operator, A plus B. Unary is minus n. Okay, this is 1 operator. Ternary is 3-way, a Boolean condition, and then 2 part and 4th part. This is ternary conditional assignment. Okay, it's a 1-way, 2-way, and 3-way. Okay, unary is 1-way, binary is 2-way, ternary is 3-way operator. Okay, operator has precedence that we know. Okay, this one okay so far. Associativity using parentheses, that's the same. Okay, no change. Okay, we don't waste time on that. Okay, this one, there's a demo program for mileage. So you have some amount, starting, ending miles, and then you actually calculate the total ending mile and starting mile and all of the gasoline fuel ups 4 times. So you can calculate the mile per gallon and then print out the information. That's easy. Okay, this one easy. I don't repeat this one. Okay. Okay, now let's do a real programming using our own example. Okay, so this one I'll write a simple program. So this one let's call it temperature. That's CPP. Okay, let's work on the temperature conversion. Okay, first one, you want to export a temperature in Celsius. So let's do double Celsius equals 3.0. Okay, let's declare it. Now you want to export temperature, so you do cout. Enter temperature. I'm sorry, I don't like Windows. Sometimes it just create trouble. Okay, and then you will get in the data to CSS. Okay, so this one is just like your system.out.print, and then your system.input that next double equals the Celsius. Okay, so you get in the data, and then you calculate your Fahrenheit. Okay, so your Fahrenheit equal your Celsius times 1.8 plus 32.0. Okay, and you do C out. Okay, and then you would do this is output, so we put an enter there. So far, okay. So far, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just demonstrate one example to write the input and output. Okay, so let's do new terminal. G++ temperature dot cpp h out temperature and wrong temperature. This one is to 37 degrees C. Okay, that actually convert it to 98.6 Fahrenheit. Okay, that tell you a basic I/O and data type input and output. Okay, let's continue. Assignment, I think is easy. Okay, assignment is assign value to it. That is okay. Casting, I think is easy. Okay, now this casting here, okay, this casting here, you have 4.8, you do integer of 4.8, or you do int 4.8 is the same. So what you want to understand is this one is Python, right? This one is Java like. Either way, okay. Either way, okay. Okay. Hear me?
Yeah.
So let's work on here. Let's actually come back to here. Okay. Now let's look at here. Let's actually look at the pipes that CDP. Okay. Okay. Now we want to do type conversion. So let's assume that we have a double A equals 4.8. So here you can do this. You can have integer B equals integer A C out. Okay. You actually you convert an integer double to an integer using this int function. This one is actually, if you remember, it is Python-like conversion. It's a Python-like type conversion. Python is like this, okay? So let's do save and let's run it. Okay, b equals 4, no problem. Let's try again, a different one. Let's actually have a integer c equals a c out b E equals C handle. So this one is Java-like conversion, or it's also C-like conversion. Okay, this is like C or like Java. Actually, you do a casting before it. Okay, either way will work. Okay, but depending on which way you would like, okay, you like. Now, one more question. Next one is sometimes you want to convert a 4.8 to a string, So let's see. This one is using the toString function. Okay, this is a toString function. So here it actually called C plus convert double toString. Okay, it's called toString function. To underline string function is after C11. There's a toString function. Okay, so let's do this. Let's come back. So here you actually do want to convert it to string. So let's do here. Let's do string. A string equal to string of A. This toString is actually from standard domains toString function. Is okay? Sometimes because we want to make it safe, so we don't call toString, call std toString to make it safer, because sometimes the toString function we may have different definition. Okay, so this one something like str of the floating point in Java. Okay, it's actually a Python. It's actually Python-like. We can convert a double value to a string using this, okay, toString function. So you may have a string x equals a equals plus astr. Okay, you can do concatenation together for two string, and then you see x and then. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Jessica, is that okay?
Yeah.
Now, this is another one that you may have. Sometime you want to convert a string back to double. Okay, let's assume that sometimes you want to convert a string back to double. So that's two different ways. Let's convert string to double. So it's a string to D, S to D, S to D function. Okay. Remember in C language is A to O, I to O, A to O, F to O, A. Okay, these are the function in C language. Okay, but here is S string to double. Okay, let's use it. Okay, let's use it. String to double. So right here, let's do this. Let's do double E equals string to double of 2.56. Okay, and then see out E equals B Enter. Okay, this one is unless as string. Perfect. Okay. Okay, now you may want to do integer, so let's do integer e equals string to integer 44. Cout e equals e handle. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
do have an integer and the double. Let's actually do it this way. Okay, let's do it this way. So double the integer, you use this int function. Okay, now convert it to integer to double or automatic, so it's okay. And the integer to string, you do integer converted to string, you do using toString function. And then you will get a string. And the string converted to integer is called s2i function. Okay, so same thing here, you double convert it to string. You will use toString function. While your string back to double is string to d function. Okay. So you must remember this. Okay, this is very important conversion functions. Any questions so far?
No.
Let me take a picture. This one you can take a note. Okay. Conversion between string and integer and double and the string. Okay, back and forth. These are very standard functions and things that you need to do it almost every day. You don't tell me that I don't know how to convert an integer to double, double to integer. Okay, you got to do it every day. These are very basic operations. Got to remember that. Okay. Okay, so these are type conversions. And then these are different conversion type. We don't repeat. Okay, so here you do have a conversion or convert to integer, convert to float, what kind of thing, the kind of things. Okay. These are pretty simple, so we don't waste our time. Okay. So this assignment and all these are the same as Java. Okay, so we don't repeat it. There's nothing special after these. Okay, these are the type conversion is more difficult, and the extractor we already talked about it. Now there is a bitwise operator. Bitwise operator is the same as the C language. So this one you must remember. This one is also left shift. So left shift and insert to the object and left shift sharing the same operator. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Extract and the right shift sharing the same operator. Okay. This you need to know. This vertical bar is bitwise OR. Okay, now Now let's review again, okay? I know you may not remember it, but it's okay, let's review it. So this in C language, we talked about it already. So first one, let's call it, okay, first one, let's call it bitwise end, that's using ampersand sign. Okay, so you have A and B. Okay. So remember that if we have the bitwise end, we have 1, 1, 0, 1, and with 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1, 0, 1, end with 0, 0, 1, 1. So Benjamin, what happened? Do you still remember?
The top will be negative, the bottom will be positive? Is that what you're asking? Or is oh
You have 1, 1, 0, 1,
yeah.
end with 0, 0, 1, 1. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So this would turn out to be 1 0 0 0.
1, 0, 0, 0.
Oh no, I meant from right to left.
So 0, 0,
0
0,
1.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
And how to look at it? How to quickly calculate it? This is correct, but how to calculate it?
Had to quickly look. I mean, so if it's and there are two different values, then or okay, so I don't know how to explain it. It's just like if it's a 1 and a 0,
You have
then
to
it
learn
can
how to explain it. You have to learn how to explain it. You go to college, you have to learn how to explain to people. You cannot always say that I don't know how to explain it, okay? Because
yeah.
someday you will have interview, you have to say it. Just try, okay? Try one more time.
So if it's an and it's different values, then it's automatically a 0.
No,
And then
no. Different value doesn't mean actually always
I mean,
0.
really?
Is when there is 1, 0 is 0. It's not because the different value is not different. It's because the 0 will make it 0.
Oh. Okay, so if you see a 0, then it's
So if
just
you have the
the
0, 0, it's still 0. It's not same value.
Yeah.
Not get 1. It's actually you have to explain it in the right way. You cannot just say it arbitrarily.
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, anytime there's a 0 within an and function,
Any
it's
other
going to be a
thing that you
0.
want to say?
Huh?
Any other thing you want to say?
No, not really.
How about Jessica? You have any other thing to say?
Not really.
What do we say in the class last time? When you have the 1, 1 here, the value would flow through. 0, 1 will flow through. If you have the 0, 0, this one will clear them. So this one will be clear to 0. So this one, we call it a mask. Let me repeat one more time. Let's actually look at it one more time. So let's assume that we have 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. You end with a number of 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, you do bitwise end. You do bitwise end. So right hand side, this one is 1, 1, 1, 1. So the data right here will flow through is 1, 1, 0, 1. Left hand side right here is all 0. So you clear every bit. So you clear every bit. It's 0, 0, 0, 0. So 0 is a clear. Zero is clear in the mask. One is flow through. This one is C language. I already explained it. Okay. When you do the C language programming or assembly programming, you got to know about this idea. I explain one more time, but you are supposed to remember them. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
No.
Okay, so this one is end, bitwise end, if you do end. And we do have a homework in C language to print out every bit, so you have to still need to use it, okay? Now let me clear it one more time. That's actually, if we do have a number that's actually 1101, 1011, and then 0101, you mask now it's not with end, that's very easy. If we mask it with a OR, bitwise OR, and you have to have a 00001111. So Jessica, what happened to the answer?
Is it 1011 1111?
10111111, yeah. So here, this one, it is 0, you will fall through. 1, you will set to 1. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So remember the mask. End is clear mask. Clear with 0 mask. You clear certain bit, just using the bit tool with 0, you clear that bit. Or is a set mask. You put a 1 on certain bit, that bit will be set. That makes sense?
Yeah.
You just remember this idea, okay? End is a clear mask. You will clear with the 0 bit. So no matter which bit you want to clear, you just actually assign a 0 to that mask. No matter which bit you want to set it to 1, you just using the OR mask with a 1 over there. Okay. Jessica, is that okay?
Yeah.
Now one more advanced one. If we have a 1101, 0101, and if we inclusive OR with 00001111, what happened? This one for Jessica, what happened?
Is it 11011010?
Okay, how to explain it?
If there's like 1 1 when it passes through, but then if there's 2 1s, it doesn't pass through.
So here, this 0 still flows through, just like your, what's that? Your OR, just like OR, 0 falls through, okay? But one part is the flip of the bit. This one called flip or toggle. Is that okay? Toggle means change 0 to 1, 1 to 0. So this one called toggle. Toggle at 1 bit. Okay?
Yeah.
Jessica, is that okay? So sum up. AND is used to clear certain bit. You have a data bit, you want to clear it, you use AND with 0. Or is a set bit. If there's a bit you want to set 1, you actually using the 1 a certain bit using the OR mask. If you want to change the value for a certain bit from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, you use this toggle mask. That means that you use inclusive OR, but using the toggle bit on those bits that you want to toggle. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Benjamin, is that okay?
Yeah.
You must remember this, okay? I'm trying to explain it well to you. So when you do C language or C++ language, you know this bitwise operation, how they work, okay? How they work. Okay, we're going back. So these are bitwise operations. Bitwise operation basically is a shifting. Shifted to the left means you actually multiply by 2. Shift to the right means you divide by 2, okay? And then you also have the bitwise operators that we just mentioned about. And they are casting with integer function, casting with the integer cast, or casting static cast. This one is more advanced cast. It's okay, you have static cast, you also have dynamic cast, okay? That one we don't explain, but this is also the third way or fourth way of casting, okay? This one, if you have the question, you go to internet to search for C++ static casting. They'll tell you what is static casting. They will also have dynamic casting. Okay. Too complicated, so I don't want to explain that. I just want to teach you the basic one, the regular function casting, and also the Java-like casting. Okay, these are the traditional, and then the static casting and dynamic casting. These are newer C++ casting way. Okay, it's some people say it's better in runtime environment, but I mean, up to you to understand. Okay, you have to study by yourself. We don't go that far. Okay, too much. So we basically finish the bitwise operator, pass function, size of, you know, the size of conditional statements, operator precedence. Okay, we finished chapter 3. Any questions so far?
No.
Chapter 3 pretty much similar to the C language, except for the code casting part is more complicated. Okay. Second is the integer to string, string to integer part is different. Okay. The function name is different. Other than that, it's pretty much the same with the C language. Okay. Now we move on to the chapter 4. Chapter 4 is program structure. That means you start to need to deal with the module, idea of the module, static variable, external variable, those kind of idea, you need to know it. Okay, so now let's get started. Today we are going to finish this chapter 3 and 4. Okay. We try to finish the whole C++1 in 8 weeks, and then we'll move on to C++2. Okay, so C++2 will be matching the difficulty of your SU 205 or the what Irvine's ICS 45C. Okay, that's what we need. So basic function knowledge, you have function arguments, the different functions, since calling the void functions and output strings, finding the string operator. So here, basically, knowing about calling the function and function in library, output manipulator and the string operator. So these two are related to string. And these are related to function. Okay, these are the chapter 4 topic. Basically, calling function and function in library. That's what it is. String is one example of the functions. One example of the library function. So here, primarily talking about function and library function call. Okay. Okay, so here you will know about the get function, get line function, get s function, and the input output from file to from console to the input, and from file to the program. Okay, that's what we want to have. So first one is the function concept in math. You have f of x equals 5x minus 3. And you do return the value that we know already. And you need to write a function for it. Okay, let's work for the basic functions. This one pretty simple, so let's call it functions.cpp, okay? Okay, again, right here, we using namespace std. Now, let's do it. So here, let's see, let's do one experiment. So we do have a integer a equals 3. And then we will calculate integer b equals a square of a. Now, we do, and then we will print out the b equals b, and then go, right? So we need a square function, but we define the square function right here, integer square integer x. This one return x times x. So in a way, this square function is called before definition. We do not write the prototype before the function being called. It's put after the main function. So let's do this. Let's save and compile, see what happens. Uh-oh, your square not found. So this just tell you what? It is the same as the C language. It is the same as Python language. It's different from Java language. You must declare before you can use. Is that okay? Python the same thing. Python is an interpreter. So Python, if you call a function before it is defined, it's not okay. You have to define it before you call it. So in this way, you also need to put a square int. This one we call it a prototype, or sometimes call it a header function. We must put it before you call it, before you use it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Jessica? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one way you write it, and you run it this time, and it is now okay. So you can, if you don't have this one, you put the function after this is not okay. Let's actually copy it and paste, and rename it to function 2. Okay, this is what the program structure we want to talk about. Now, if you move this integer square function before, we don't do prototype, but we put a function before it. We put an implementation before it is called. So in this way, this function 2 is okay. Okay, this function 2 is okay because you actually have the function defined before you use it. That actually is okay. Let's actually look at function 3. So let me copy the function 1 to function 3. So function 3, this time we still put it after here, but we don't put the prototype here. We actually do include we put it into the H file. Okay. And then we do this one is actually let's put it into the H file and then let's do functions.h. Let's do function 3.h. Okay. Because functions S doesn't have the function 3. So here this one, let's actually change the function 3. Okay, function 3. Okay. So function 3 file, again, this one is a include file. So let's do if not defined. So if undefined, if undefined function underline h, then you will define function underline h, and then you will do end the define and the if. Okay. And then this one right here, you put your integer square integer. Only the type is not, okay? And you put a prototype. This one is open data or prototype. Okay. In Java, it's called, in Java, there's another name that's called abstract function. Abstract function means unimplemented function. Okay, unimplemented function. So far, okay?
Yeah.
So this one is function 3. 3, we do not have the prototype. We still put a function at the end, but we do include a function 3.h. And function 3.h tell people what functions are available. Even the same module, you also need to know it. Okay. Okay, with that is true, let's run it. You get the right answer. Okay, so either way, you write in the function one's format that you put the prototype in front, or you write the second way, you define it right away, or you do put it into the .h file for the function 3. Either way will work. These are different program structure that we talk about right here. Is okay? These are different program structure that we talk about right here. You need to know these are the basic program structure that C++ use. Any questions so far?
No.
No.
How about Jessica? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Which way you prefer, up to you, okay? There's no force of which way you should do or you should not do. And here is talk about some function you usually use. Absolute value C math is the original math.h in C language, power floating point absolute value, FABS, square root function, log function. This one IO manipulator. This one you need to pay attention to it. This one's called IO manipulator. Is IO main IP. Okay, IO main IP. But the idea is called IO manipulator. Okay, IO manipulator. So IO manipulator is manipulate the IO. Okay, so now let's look at this IO manipulator. What does this IO manipulator do? So this IO manipulator pretty much like this is actually the same as printf. The same as a printf, okay? Same as printf. So let's try this. Let's actually do 14 the CPP, okay, 14 point the CPP. Okay, let's actually get started with let's declare double value p equals 3.141596. Okay, this is the pi value. Okay, that's actually the pi value. Okay, so the pi value, now you want to print it out. So because if you do this, if you do include CSTTIO, okay, using the C format, so you do printf. So you do printf, then you can do percentage L 0.4. That's lesson. This L is a long floating point. So when you have a double value, you have to do long floating point. In Java, you just do 0.4f. But here you need to put an L. Okay. In C language, we explained it already. You got to do long floating point format. Okay. So here you put a E over there and you print it out. You will have a 4-digit output. Okay. Now this one actually do print out 4-digit. Okay. Now if you do C out, and then D equals, and then D, and then endo. This one, you just put it in the output string. Okay. You just put it in the output string. Okay, number one, right now I do not use the using namespace, so there is a warning. So let me put the using namespace. Okay, let's put the using namespace there and let's save. That's wrong. Okay, so it's more than 4-digit. It's longer. Let's actually put more digit there. Let's actually put all 40 long digit. So somehow it's stuck at certain digit that I don't want. Okay, so there is a certain default value. So that is not a format that I want. So let me do this. Let me do C out, set precision. Let's put a 14-bit precision. This one is set precision. Set precision. Am I correct? Oh, this one is from IO manipulator. So here I try to do set precision, but there is nothing there. So here you have to do include IO manipulator. Okay? It's okay? And then set precision to be 14. Save and run. And you will get the 14-bit precision because I set it to be 14. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So a little bit more complicated than printf. You need to do set precision. So here let's change it to set precision 8. And run. And it's cut down to 8. Okay. Now, so this precision stuff equation is more complicated than this. Precision is the only one thing that you can do. Okay, so let's search in the internet. Let's do it. Let's do C double plus IO manipulate functions. So here is a parametric manipulators. Go back. So here they are right here. If you do AI mode, there is a set W or setting the width. So setting the width is how many bits you have, like 3.14159. The total number of the bits that's called width. So in your printf, you do have 8.4 F. This 8 is the width. That's a set width. Set precision. Precision is the number of bits after the decimal point. This is the precision. Precision is this part. Precision. So set precision is setting this part. Set precision. Okay. Now after that, you do have the set peaks, set the scientific, set points, set blah 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 blah. Okay, these are different functions that you can set. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
set base. If you have integer, you can set base. Let's try this set base. Okay, let's try this set base. So let's assume that we have an integer a equals 75. Okay, then we do cout set base and we cout a and O. I just demonstrate the set base for you. Is 75. Set base 2 already. Let's put it together with this. Let me see. Put it over here. Still doesn't work. I have to check, okay? It's supposed to should set to the binary mode or something. So this is set. Oh, there is no binary. you have to use ace and hexadecimal. So let's try. Okay, 2 is not valid. That's what it is. So no 2. So here let's set to 16 then. It has 8 and 16, but I said 2 probably 2 is wrong. Oh, okay. Sorry for it. Okay, sorry. It's okay?
Yeah.
Hello. So in a way, this I/O manipulator is very complicated, and if you don't know how to do it, you just use your printf. Otherwise, there are whole thing that you need to study. Okay, so this one we don't spend too much time on it. So my recommendation is go to this YouTube and then search for C double plus I/O manipulator. We have tutorial. There are people who talk about I/O manipulate, library I/O manipulate. Is that okay?
Welcome. This video, people talk about I/O manipulation, C++.
I don't teach the whole thing, okay? You actually have to watch the video later
So, firstly, we have
for I/O manipulation, okay?
the first being
I just sometimes when I need it, I will watch it, okay? But here you do talk about the whole thing in 24 minutes of what is I/O manipulate.
tail.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Later.
Set with whatever, okay. You have to go through the video, okay? Is that okay? Hello?
Yeah.
Is that okay? We don't really go into there, it's too much, okay? Here we just try to give you the idea of set precision, set width, set base, okay? That's what we want to do. Other than that, I think it's too much for now, okay? Now let's continue for our topic for this program structure. So transfer of control is that your program jump to the function and then run it and then come back. Okay, I think this one everybody knows, so we don't waste our time on the transfer of control. Next one, IO string, insert and extract. Okay, we already talked about it, so this one okay. There are 3 possible IO strings: C in, C out, and C error. C error is for error display. Okay, usually for exception. So usually you have an endo, fix, set point, set width, set precision. These are more popular function you will use. Okay. Fix is a fixed number of digits. Okay. Short point is short decimal point. Okay. Short decimal point means that you have 22, but sometimes you want to show this out. Okay, then you do short point. Okay. Sometimes you don't want, you just want to do either double value, but you just want to show 22, depending on whether you want to show the decimal point or not. So output formatting. So output formatting right here, you actually usually you can start with a fix and show points. Okay. So you say specify a decimal format will be used, and the decimal point will be included. Okay, that's show point, decimal point. So 0 will be the function, the fractional part will be used. Okay. So whenever you use it, you have to use include the IO manipulate. Then fix means that it determines the number of places after the decimal point. So it will be fixed, it will not change. Okay. And set precision, you can set different precision. So right here, this program, you do fix and show point, use stable point and print the decimal point. Okay, and then you set precision to be 3 and then print the number. So this one will use the dot 3-digit format. So up to here. Okay, is that okay?
Mm. Yeah.
You print this. And the value will be rounded. Okay, up to the digit. Set W is the total number of digits you will use. Okay. So this one you have 1, 2, 3, and 5, and then you set with 10. So this one will be 10 digit for mine. So mine will be 10 digit. So it's just like a percentage 10s in printf. Okay, so this one yours is also 10 digit. Okay, and the number 10 digit. So it's actually like mine and yours, and then 10 digit number maybe 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 10 digit printing the file. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I believe personally like the printf method. Okay, you print out like this. So this one is 10 digit string, 10 digit string, 10 digit number, 10 digit number. Okay. But printf is easier to use. Okay. Anyway. Okay, here you have more to work on. So set precision, set width together, you need to count the number of digits. Okay. So endo, show point, fix, set width, set this we already talked about. And then next one is the IO string function. So there is a length function, there's a size function. Size function is for string. Okay. So there's a substring function. Substring function is sub str. But remember this function's parameter is different from Java's substring. This one is C double plus substring. It is different, okay? The parameter is different. So let's look at this one. Let's call it, let's look at this one is Mississippi. Okay, so this one, the length is the length of this string will be printed. Is that okay? Hello, is that okay?
Yeah.
And this one, the find is, you return the index of this is, so it's actually 1. This one will return 1. Is okay?
Yeah.
And the next one is substring 04. 04 is not 0 up to 4, 4 not included. No, this is different. This is Java format. Java format 04 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have A, B, C, D, E, F. Then 04 means 4 not included. You return this is 04. Okay. This here in 04 means starting from 0, length of 4. It turned out to be the same as A, B, C, D, but this one is the length. This one is not the ending number. So let's actually try another one. So let's assume that we do have a 4-2. 4-2 actually is the substring starting from 4, length of 2. It will be EF right here. This is the length of the substring. Okay, it's different. So right here, Mississippi. Let's look at the Mississippi. Mississippi is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is I. 4-2 will be east. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 to 5 is starting from P to the end of the string is actually only return PI. Length of 5, but in less than 5, you would just get 2 digits. Okay, you get PI. It's okay? Hello, is that okay?
Yeah.
So remember the length is the length of the string. The find is the index of the character. So this is the same, similar to the index of. This one substring A, len, okay, index and len. This is index and len. This is not index, starting index and ending index. No, it's different. This was starting index and the length. So this is what the string function in C double plus, okay? So here there is a program that would have a scale 0.25 and distance of different value, and then you get the format for input and calculate the value and provide in the output, okay, whatever. Input section, you do C in. This one we already explained it already, okay? C in, we talked about C in already. C in, C out, we already explained it, so we don't waste time. And then you see, you can continue to see in several variables. Okay, so far so good. Okay, keyboard part, that's about it. Next one is get function, ignore function, and extract function. Okay, so get function is used to use a single character. Single character is get. So there's a get. There's a get line. There's another function called get s. So get s is getting the string. Get is getting the character. Get line is getting the whole line until a change line mark. Okay, these are three functions you need to remember what they are. So you get first character is the first character, get the character to first, get the middle character to it, get the last one. Okay. Ignore is that you may ignore how many change line mark. So there certain file, maybe you have a 35, and then you do change line, change line, change line, change line in the file. So you may want to ignore 80 of the change line, and then there's another number 25. So these are used to ignore is used to jump several lines, okay? Or jump over 100 tab. These are ignore function, or to skip the characters. Get line is getting the whole line, and then you do C in, getting the message to there. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, let's try this one. Go to here, let's work on this one, let's call this input CPP, okay? Okay, we get started now. Let's declare a character, okay, A. Then here you do C out. Enter a later. C in A. Let's do this, let's do get C in A. Right here, I'm missing the using namestring, namespace std. Okay. This one is C in the get. Okay, this one let's have a string. Yes. Let's do C out a string. Let's do C in the get. Let's no, let's do get C in. Let's no. Get S. No, there's no get S. Let me try. Okay, let me try. No, let me see. I'm sorry. Interval plus C in get. Okay. Getting the tokens is using a track. Okay, it's using a track. And then there is getting single character line. There's nothing else. I'm sorry. So you have to be in HG, you have to be single character. So this one the token. Okay. This one C out a line. And then C in. So here let's do string line, C into the line. Okay, so this is what we try. And okay. So here we try out reading in single character. So this is first one, A is a single character, you do get. Okay. And then second one, we try reading in the token. Third one, we try read in a line. Okay, so this one, read in a line. This one, read in a string or a token. This one, read in a single character. Okay. Now let's save. Let's go to the terminal. This one, let's do G++ equals that CPP -O equals and run inputs. Okay, let's put an A there. A string that's called computer science. Okay, computer science, because you get a token, it actually computer and the rest of them will be used for the line. So you see it had a fit through problem there. Is that okay? Is
Yeah.
that okay? So what can we do? What can we do to actually avoid it? What we do right here, we need to do C in ignore. Ignore backslash n. I'm sorry, is it ignore? C in. Okay, let me try. Okay, let me try to get it. Okay. So it's a C in ignore delimiter. C in ignore. Oh, okay. I made a mistake. So this one, the function is correct, but this one is a vector, it's not a string. So we need to ignore the vector. So this one ignore the ignore the \n. Okay, because your computer science, there will be a \n. You have to ignore it, otherwise this one will fit through this line. Okay, that would not be good. And you will not wait for your input. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do one more time. The inputs. We enter A for the later. Enter computer science. There are 2 tokens, but they will only read in 1 tokens and return that will be ignored. Wait. Okay, and then you will do AP computer science. Okay. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So when you read in the whole line, AP computer science will be read in. Here you only take a single characteristic reading the token. Okay. And then to get A is the only single character. Here we just give you the idea of how to get 1 character, how to get a token, or how to get a line. Okay, these are different things. But once you get in, you have to process it. They have a different way to process it. Okay, so here we just teach you how to read in the whole line, a single character or a word. Okay. Okay, that part is okay. Let's continue. We will be finishing up this chapter. Okay. Output format, we finish it. Input section, we finish it. Input example, we finish it. Get ignore, we finish it. Get line, we finish it. IO stream. IO stream, you can get the data from file. You use a file stream. Okay, you use a file stream, and you do in file stream and out file stream. Okay. Okay, let's finish this one up with the input file stream and output file stream. Okay. So far we get the input from the keyboard. Now, if we want to get the data from a file, let's look at it. Okay. So let's create FIO file IO.cpp. Okay. So here let's do include IO string. Let's do include F string, file string. Okay, this one is from file, reading data from file, and as also include string. Okay, and then let's do it using namespace std integer name void. Okay, and 0. Now you need to open a file and then read it in. Okay, so here you will set up the file. Let's do F input file string F in, and then let's do a.data, a.text. Okay, so this one will open the file input string from A. Okay, so that here let's create a file. Let's call it a.txt. Okay, so in the a.txt, let's put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so go back to the FIO right here. We get started with this, and then we do F in, let's do integer A, B, C, D, E. So F in to A, then to B, then to C, then to E, then to D. We have 5 data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we do C out A equals A, C out E. Okay, let's copy this one. So this one change to C, okay. E, E, E. So this one reading the data from file, we use F input as a file input, okay? And then we write it to the console. Okay. Console is the input. Then when we finish, we do close the file. Okay, open the file from ATEX and then read from the file to get the A, B, C, D, E, and then print to the output to console and then finish. So that's run it. Okay, oh, this one we need to change it now. We forget the endo. Okay, let's do endo. So this one reading the data from a file and then output to the monitor. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
Now, this is the input. So let's do this. Let's do output file string. F out. Previous one is the input file string, now is output file string. So here let's do AO the text. Okay. Let's copy the whole thing right here. We already have the ABCD, okay. We already have the ABCD. So copy this whole thing right here. Put it over here. Now we don't output to the we don't output to the console, we output to the file. And in the end, F out and close. So now we write the data back to the AO.txt file. Save. That's wrong. So there is an AO.txt file output, and you get the output file. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So today, what we learn? We learn the different C++ expressions. We learn the program structure for C++ language. We learn the string input output, single character, the whole string, and then the whole line. We learn how to read data from a file and then output to the file. Okay, these are what we learned today. Okay, and that's about it for chapter 3 and 4. You can work on the homework. Okay, let me know if you have any question. Okay, and then next week we are going to move to chapter 5. This is basic C++. We kind of moving on a little bit faster because we are assuming you have some background. So please work on the homework, okay? If you don't work on it, then it's very hard to help you, okay? So right here, I will need you to finish up to chapter 4's homework, okay? Not a lot, each chapter still one question only. But you do need to spend some time on it, okay? So this week, need to finish up to here, okay? Next week, I'm going to check up to here, okay? Hi, Jessica, hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just started, okay? See
Okay.
you next time, bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.